7:04, Wednesday, January 11th, 2023. Call to order the meeting of the Weare Conservation Commission. I'm Andy Fulton, the chairman of the commission. To my left, we have Steve Nager, the vice chair. Beyond him, Mike Camacho, the secretary. Then we have members Ray LeMay and Mark Phillips rounding us out for the evening. So that's everybody but Sherry for tonight. We have a pretty short agenda, and towards that end, just 15 minutes ago or so, I sent an email with a cut at the annual report, so we'll maybe take a look at that later on. We have no guests tonight. We have a meeting being recorded. Video of the meeting is being recorded, and I think unless somebody has otherwise, we should just start right off the top of the agenda with the town forest items. Anybody have other things that should take stage front and center here? Simplest one is what I've put number one on the agenda. Tree farm status for our town forest and what's involved with that one. I'll give that one to you, Steve.
Yeah, let me get the email. So I think we came back into compliance with our management plans, and Matthias had a form. I was trying to find it. You didn't print that out, huh?
No.
Emails are so confusing on the phone.
Essentially, there's a form that needs a signature, a digital toggle or something to say, we, the Conservation Commission, apply for tree farm status.
So, yeah, they,
Do you have to apply for tree farm status on every lot you have?
yeah, I think it's only for certain
individual.
lots, yeah. I think so. I think it's the Felch Farm that was enrolled in that. I don't think, I don't know what the other properties were. It's the only one I'm aware of that we have a sign in front of. Yeah, this iPhone email is not helping me. Anyhow, so we've got a tree, yeah, all right, there's some emails for certification Saturday. So that was back. All right, so you filled out the tree farm recertification forms for Felch Farm and Eastman, and he was just saying, enter your name and click the e-signature box on page 2 of the form, or give me your approval to do that for you. And I said that probably should be Andy, and let's wait for the meeting. So if we want to go ahead and enroll Eastman and Felch back in tree farm, then say we just have Andy go ahead and say okay and put his name on it as the chair. If everyone's good with that.
I'll do that.
Cool.
Now, does that infer any benefit? Is it
None whatsoever. It's a prestige thing. It's just, you hang the tree farm sign out there, you're part of, it's just saying that you commit to like good stewardship. There is the occasional tree farm, like a tree farm inspector may want to meet and go over like the management plan, see what stewardship activities you've been doing, and kind of, sort of give you a score. It's almost like, back in the day, somebody invented that program to get people interested and keep them interested in good forestry and good management.
Yeah,
So it's just, it's kind of a prestige thing,
a bit of an attaboy.
Yeah.
plus the incentive to keep at it.
Exactly. It's not like at the certification level, like the FSC or something. That's a lot more complicated, but it's just, it's just showing you dedication to good forest management. And, it gives you that sign that you put out there and just kind of shows off that, you're committed to that and have abided by their standards.
Yeah.
Good program.
Maybe while we're discussing a little bit on the Eastman, we got a couple other loose ends to try to tie up. I think one was the brushing the field that we're trying to maintain. And just want to explain, Steve, where we are on that one.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I think that contractor said, thanks, I really, appreciate it, can't commit to that price. And, because I responded back to Matthias and said, hey, the ground's open, why don't you just go ahead and do it? But, I don't think he ever really got back after that. Maybe something like his, equipment had already been taken off, but
Mm-hmm.
anyhow, I mean, yeah, let's see what he said here exactly. There's a letter back from Chris. He is committing to Eastman Mow and Brush Habitat project for next year, given the long time horizon, is unable to provide a set price. My read on his intent is that the price he provided initially is good, and then he asks that you revisit the pricing in the late summer, early fall of next year, in case there needs to be adjustment for fuel or other expenses. So, yeah, we've got there's a letter somewhere. So what date was this? The 30th.
How many acres does he have to mow?
That might be about 10. Well, it wasn't just that, though. I mean, it was the brushing, oh, you weren't here. It was the log landing, the opening, and then the road going in was all on one price. It was a pretty good amount of work for brushing that all out. So it was a combination of, I think they were going to use the brush hog for some stuff, and then saw work or whatever else. Yeah, here it is there. So,
Wasn't Matthias gonna get back to him on committing to that?
yeah, he did, yeah. Yeah, that was, I don't know, I didn't even see the friggin' letter. I don't know, oops.
It's too bad this year. It'd be a nice time of the year to do it right now. No snow, ground's kind of frozen, no damage.
That's what I said to him, yeah. Yeah, this letter didn't come through on mine. Did it come through on yours, Andy?
I don't recall seeing the letter.
Yeah. Anyhow, yeah, so there's just that email from Matthias.
Where does it stand?
So it's not under contract, it's essentially based on the quotes, we've selected a contractor, and the contractor says, we'll touch base in 2023 with the, updating the price based on, I think fuel was the main thing quoted.
Yeah. I don't know legally if that's really anything at that point, because nobody signed anything. Oh,
Yeah.
here we go. So here's the letter of intent. Let me forward that to everybody. Is the conservation thing straightened out for everybody, or do we just do individual emails?
I've just been doing individual,
I get it on my two emails,
yeah.
got some in one and some in the other.
Mhm.
Ray, Sherry, Naomi. So I don't know if that cuts it for the town purchasing policy or not. I think like if you took I don't know, I can kind of read, it's the Fieldbrooks of New Hampshire's, just send it to everybody, is extending the intent of mowing services at town forest property located at Route 77 North This includes all 3 phases of the project as outlined by Matthias. As with the most conservation lands, Fieldworks in New Hampshire understands the balance between land maintenance and wildlife habitat management as being a delicate balance. We're willing to work with the commission to schedule a time that best serves the needs of both areas and deliver quality mowing services. Unfortunately, due to supply chain issues and global uncertainties affecting most business today, Fieldworks of New Hampshire is unable to affirm pricing for long periods of time. We'd like to reserve the right to address and possibly amend pricing prior to start of the project. Fieldworks of New Hampshire looks forward to working with Conservation Commission as well as forming the same relationship with it has with other municipal agencies and clients. Respectfully submitted, Chris Aiken. And then I did suggest to Matthias that he should get out there, and Matthias said, maybe so, I can check with him about that. I know last time we talked, he was transitioning his machines to winter mode. I think one of the tractors becomes a plow, but I don't know, I mean, have weeks of potential mowing time now, since that all went down.
Right, and
Yeah.
that becomes a business decision on whether there's enough snow work to do, and they might find if there's not, that they, might be worth.
Sounds more like they would just didn't have enough people to run the equipment they have, just like all of us have.
Could be.
We can't
yeah.
get to everything because we don't have enough people to run everything.
Yeah, I mean, because frankly, taking something on and off a 3-point hitch is about a half-hour exercise at best.
And as far as supply and global chain, I mean, they're just mowing, so it's not like they're gonna supply materials and.
Brush hog blade show
Come on,
everything.
fuel. It's not gonna change that much.
It went down,
Coming over slow from Germany, I guess. The boat's been held up for something else,
Yeah,
so I don't have the new blades.
I don't know what to say.
I can't imagine that we're begging any trouble, because we solicited quotes, we selected based on what was available on quotes, and
Yeah,
I think we're just on hold until we can make the arrangement work.
Could the growth there possibly become so overgrown that they can't brush hog it anymore another year?
no,
We hit it hard about 5 years ago, so it's and then we did the burn 3 years ago, whatever that was.
it was longer than that.
Probably longer, maybe
It was
5, and,
2015,
was it?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
2015, it was 7 years ago we did the burn? I got pictures, could be.
Yeah, because I was with that engine somewhere. I was down south in Florida when they did it.
See, there's like 2 years that just kind of like disappeared somewhere, so I'm off by 2. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it just turns into different equipment. I don't know if they own, skid steer with a masticator head on it or anything. Or, it's a little bit of saw time if something's a little too big for the brush hog.
Yeah.
But I think by and large, most of it's still doable, even with another year of growth.
All right, jumping on to the other end of the property, the northwest end of Eastman, and not getting in there for looking at things on Saturday. What do you think we ought to do with that one, Steve? Try again for another date?
Yeah, just reschedule.
I didn't see anything, so do we want to propose something to Matthias on that one? Something this winter, or do we want to, how far out might we want to kick the thing, if at all?
Well, we could just, pick a couple dates tonight and then see if he's available.
This is the pre-harvest walk on the Eastman in the northwest corner.
I think I'll probably be around the 27th, 28th maybe, I don't know if Folks wanna try one of those days, 27th's a Friday, 28th's a Saturday.
Fine by me.
Which one? You guys working Friday or
Typically, yeah.
Yeah, Saturday morning would be
28th,
better.
like 8 o'clock Saturday or?
We usually go 7 days a week where I am, so it doesn't matter.
Well,
We'll know till that week.
well, I mean, do we wanna run with that date as
Yeah.
possible?
Now I pitched the 28th to them.
Okay. I'll go ahead and email.
We've had a number of different thoughts on that kicking around, but there's nothing like feet in the ground, eyes in the field to get a better handle on what he's talking about.
Yeah,
All right, so you see what comes of that. And then, to do that, we need, was it 24 hours on posting?
yep.
That's in case somebody wants to go with you, look at it too.
Well, it's just because we have a quorum.
Yeah.
So, is that like still physically two physical locations, Naomi, or is that,
Goes to the post office in here,
okay,
and then I can post it online.
okay.
And let's see, the 27th I'll be here, so as long as I post it.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll just make sure it gets posted if, that's what we decided we're gonna do.
All right, I'll, reach out to you by email or text on that, Naomi.
What's that?
I'll get in touch with you by email or text on,
Okay.
on that if we need to, if we can swing it and need to have it posted.
Okay.
But it, just as long as, yeah, it gets done, I guess it would have to be on Thursday if,
Technically it'd be Thursday.
yeah,
You have to have 24 hours for when you're gonna meet.
yeah. Yeah, I was kinda hoping we're gonna pull that off on Saturday with the new snow, because that, pre-acquisition site walk we did in there after a couple inches of snow was just so abundant with track. It was, I was curious to see what it looked like, years later.
Yeah, Bobcat and the
Right, yeah.
snafu.
All right, let's move along to, county and Poor Farm.
Okay, so we got the report. Ideally, we want to send that over to Laura. She's got the other report already that Ron did. I don't think we ever got the letter drafted up for the Board of Selectmen to sign. So if we can just send that to her and then have her review and understand that, I guess if she's got to contact Ron Klamarzik to talk it over or whatever they need to do to get going on, a final letter and then start the proceedings to quiet the titles.
Naomi, does Laura have some awareness of what's gone on this one? Does she need an introduction to it? Is that something you can,
Well, there's stuff I've been waiting for. She's been in some Supreme Court case that I've been kind of kicked to the back burner on a lot of things. I can ask her, Andy. I'm not sure what she's up to date on, what she's not. I know we're not the only town she deals with.
yeah. So the way to get that to her would be to get it to you and let you package it over to her?
I think you guys included me.
Yeah, you already got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
So
can
just
flip it to her. Yeah.
flip that to her, same issue as Poor Farm, let's just tackle it all at once. And, however she wants to do it. She wants to have the board of selectmen sign a letter. I was even thinking alternately, I mean, sometimes not, you know, an attorney can sign a letter directly, so however everyone likes to do business. Let's just get going on it, you know, wrap it up.
Yep.
Yeah, the only real oddball thing was the wetland in the middle, and Ron was talking about maybe that could be a lost parcel in there, but that would be ours anyhow for non-payment
That, just
tax.
that little triangle there is
Yeah.
kinda like was,
Yeah, the explanation was pretty good about it, though. The heirs just never bothered with it, so it never got registered, and it became part of an existing lot again. from what I understand.
Yeah.
As far as a tax map shows it, is there any potential for somebody to come back and claim off of that, or is there?
Oh, it's a separate lot, there's no paid taxes, I mean, there's precedence for something like that.
Mhm.
It's a little hard to deal with it, but yeah, I don't see there's no, I mean, I think where that lot was, there's no economic value, it's pretty unlikely, you know, it's just, something needs to get
There's no
cleaned
real
up.
access to it, it has to
Yeah.
cross the poor farm land.
Yeah.
But that is something that that could be firmed up with what we hope Laura can help us with.
Yep.
Take the uncertainty out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you just need an attorney to clean the whole thing up, wherever the best approach is.
Okey-dokey. Seems we're all set on that. Just before a meeting, I sent along a draft of an annual report to everybody.
Can we do another forestry thing real quick?
That'd be great.
Is it on there? So Matthias talked to several surveyors for that one line on the Hardwick property, and it's gonna, all of them are over $5,000, so he wanted some guidance on, so Naomi, over $5,000, we need to put it out for,
Sealed bid.
right, so essentially, we would have, you know, Matthias needs to have a firm statement of work. Is he gonna give that to you and you're gonna advertise it?
Yeah, we have to, yeah.
And then just say we're open it?
Sealed bids are due whenever.
How long do we need to give them?
Oh, depends, I mean, we usually try to give 2 days, or we're gonna re-advertise the chief's job for 30 days, so.
So, I mean, if we were able to get that to you this week, get it advertised, and just have it back before the next meeting?
Yeah, you could do that.
So we would need to put a dollar, a not to exceed against to get, I guess, tonight?
I don't know that you'd have to do that,
We
you
don't
guys,
need to.
you just put on it that you have the opportunity to accept or reject any and all bids.
Okay,
And if it's something that's way outlandish, you guys don't have to accept it.
okay. I don't think it's gonna be, I think it's just above that threshold.
You probably wanna give the bidders 30 days to look.
Well, if you do it now, and then you have almost 30 days
Yeah.
until February.
Because most people don't notice it for a week or two, and then they decide to bid on it. And there's a lot of jobs that I bid that I see too late, so it's not worth bidding it, because it's such a short bid window. You're better off to give them like a 30-day bid window if you can.
I think he's already talked to like 5 surveyors that will probably all put in a price, but it's just everybody came in more than the purchasing policy. So,
Yeah, so if he just contacts them and just tells them all to give a sealed bid, they can shorten up that
You
bid
can let them
window.
know.
yeah, and then anybody else that's out there that wants to can do it as well, that sees that.
And that goes on the town website under the,
Yeah, we get,
The bids.
usually we put it there, or I can throw it in the messenger if you wanna pay $50 for it, just to say you advertise in the paper, but.
I don't think we do, because I think we already, there's a big enough pool of surveyors that are probably interested, it's just,
Yeah.
purchasing policy. That's
And
kind
if
of,
he's already reached out, just tell him to watch for the notice on the website, and then he'll have the deadline date, and he can supply that information.
yeah, so, all right, so I don't know if we need to vote or anything, so we just need to get that in. So basically received by the town. Sealed bids received, they're gonna need to be here on the 7th.
So that's gonna be-
I mean, we could even keep them, I guess, well, I mean, after, just say, by 5 on the 8th, I guess, worst case. One or the other, because we are meeting, at 7 o'clock at night, so.
Yeah, the unsealed meeting is all is the most important, so that would work.
Okay, yeah, so we'll just ask Matthias to send us all a statement of work and send it to Naomi and get it posted, and then reach back out to everybody who's already talked to him, tell them, hey, just see it,
It's been
to get it in the
posted.
mail to us, yeah. Yeah, all right, cool. I should just send that to him now. We wanted to say the town has the right to refuse,
And, you know,
yeah. Back on.
So that's a northerly property line. About how long of a run is that, do you know, Steve?
I'm not sure.
Last month, we approved a motion for up to 3,000 for Forrester to get quotes, prepare the bid if necessary. So we're all set on what's needed to have that work go forward. All right, so next thing, just recommending you take a chance, next week or so to get eyes on the report, annual report I drafted. Each year is a little different, this report's a little different, but hopefully it captured something of the year, and, say a week or so, I will get that in so that it can be included as part of the town report. I didn't realize it at the time, but in the last year or so stumbled into the RSA, and it's one of the few things that's actually legally required of a conservation commission to do, so. Yep. So I don't want to miss like I did a few years back or a couple of years ago. So take a look. Provide general feedback or specific editing as appropriate. And think about it, next year if somebody else wants to write it, it's all yours.
You do such a good job at it.
I hope so. Hope good enough. So. But you think about it though, it's one of the few places where we sort of memorialize some of who we are and what we do and what we're dealing with. All right, we do have a couple plans to look at. Do you know, Naomi, looking at starting with the Granite State Recycling at 33 B&B Lane, what is the timing or schedule for this plan? Is it going to
Says on the bottom, it's gonna go to
oh.
January 26th.
hearing date January 26th, so that'd behoove us to get any comments in.
The other one went, but it's continued to January as well.
That's continued, so it still is worth having a look at, okay.
Both of them are commercial or industrial.
Yep. Oh, I guess we can get on our feet and see what we got here. To look at. Is everybody familiar with B&B Lane?
Yep.
I'm not. Where's B&B Lane at?
Off
Alright.
of Gould Road.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of central part of town. Usually what we bump into there is the Aquifer Protection District. Just, was it northwest of Daniels Lake?
Okay.
Existing conditions, oh, I think there was, this is proposing an 8,000 square foot addition to the sorting, 8,000 square foot addition for sorting recyclables and associated site improvements. So this is sort of the private transfer station.
It's the old body shop.
Yeah, that's where Merrill's
Yeah,
used to be.
Merrill's Auto Body.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, they put the,
I would assume they're building out to the back. That's the existing plan here, right?
it looks like the building here, but what they've done is they have a drive-through here now. And they're loading trash, they're bringing the tractor trailers in and loading the trash in, and then they can drive out, so they knock the side of the building out here and here. And then they're also loading in trucks from there.
Yep. I've seen them.
Yep.
Yeah, as much as that they can do inside, all the better.
Doing it all inside.
That's great, yeah.
Where's the addition going?
Well, that's existing. New building.
Oh, geez, it's not even inside. Why are they putting it there?
Driving through. Anybody know what those represent?
I have no idea. I've never seen that on a plan. No elevation lines.
Edge
no-
of pavement?
Lighting, maybe? I don't know.
as a hydrogeologist, I thought, wow, I got a well on each one of these. Doing some hydraulic control.
I've never seen that, and there's nothing in the
No.
scales showing what it might be either.
All right, so new building, where is existing?
Iron pin found.
So what's that do with the sanitary protective radius on that well? There's another well there too, though, one with the concrete casing.
This one down here, I'm sorry, which? We're working on a 30 scale.
And remember, there's that whole issue about the total amount of impervious on the lot. So is that already all
Gravel
back?
there.
That one's all gravel over there, but I don't know if
Already
they're
is.
planning on
Yeah.
paving it.
You don't know if we compacted gravel, does that count as impervious these days, or
It
is
should.
impervious?
It should be pervious,
Yeah.
ultimately.
It depends on the,
Not as bad as asphalt.
yeah. I
I have no idea what those circles are. I don't know what they're. You would think they'd add on to the existing building, wouldn't
Yeah.
you? I'm surprised it's separate. Don't know what kind of plans they have there to do that. Unless they're gonna use both buildings separately?
There are no wetlands on the subject property.
Yeah, but I believe there's wetlands on this side over here.
You think out back there's some?
I think
I
there
feel like we
is.
already got into this for something. Was this the same company before?
No, it was a
there
gas
not-
company, 2 lots down.
Yeah, there was wetlands, there's a huge wetland back there, isn't
Yeah.
there?
There
Well,
is.
this over here is a
Yeah.
massive on the lakes.
Yeah.
Due east, yeah. And then that northwest side of the lake is massive wetland.
Maybe he was just doodling or something.
Best guess is with Ray there, maybe it's a light, I don't know.
Lighting. Oh, that's trash sorting or something they're gonna have in there, or?
Guessing, I mean, it's
Yeah, the scale, they're coming in.
drive-through off of existing scale.
I mean, the way it looks to me, it'd be a separate operation from the main building. There's
Yeah.
no way to transfer anything from one building to the other, right?
Wouldn't think you'd want to.
No.
So, it could be expansion of the operation, have something go over there, something go here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's grading and utility. We'll go down to erosion control. It's flat, flat, flat. At least for this town, it's very flat.
Yeah, it is, and there's drainage on the edge between Haynes' property there and there's a drainage ditch.
Yeah, that's up here though.
Yeah.
I don't know, see, I'd be inclined to count packed gravel as part of impervious, and I don't know that this gonna much change that. What about furnish and install temporary staging and stuff, that's just for construction. Yeah.
I've seen that a lot on the new plans. I think the EPA must,
Well, and then some
they must want you to have a certain area.
silt fence around the
Yeah.
proposed pile. Do you have to do anything with alteration of terrain bureau?
They're
On
not
something
really
like this?
altering anything.
It's under 100,000 anyhow, whatever they're doing.
They're not really moving soil in or out, they're just kinda regrading a little bit. Is an alteration of terrain over 1,000 yards?
100,000 square feet, isn't it?
And the old dig them and post them and plant them and all sorts of stuff.
Amazes me how much people wanna stick with silt fences. I hate the things.
We put in about 30 miles of them this year. Gotta do something. I like the way we do it now, where we put the silt fence with the flap over the ground and put a sock on top of the flap, so you're not digging into the ground. I like that. And everybody that's seen it so far has agreed that it works good.
How much of them do you take out when they're not needed anymore?
I don't take them out, ever.
Yeah.
So the contractor is supposed to, but it's a lot easier to take that out when it's not trenched in.
Yeah.
I've always had an issue trenching in silt fence in a wet area, because most of them are in wettish areas where all the roots grow near the surface of the soil. It's like, what the heck? We're wrecking more than we're trying to preserve.
Yeah.
So by doing it the way we've been doing it, it works excellent, or just laying sock if you're not gonna have a lot of silt. But the silt fence with the sock is nice, it gives you a visual barrier not to cross it, and it doesn't disturb the ground at all. We haven't had a single issue yet where the silt or whatever went under it, so it works really well.
Anybody see anything comment worthy?
No, it's pretty
It's
straightforward.
industrial area already,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
the lot's already
yeah, it's already developed.
developed.
It's
Just
already,
adding a building to it.
yeah, the only impervious area I would think is the new building. I don't think the gravel's gonna be impervious enough to say that it's impervious. You
No,
still get
that's a lot
some.
of sandy gravel
Yeah,
there.
it's all sand and gravel there.
Is that
But
Mike?
It's enclosed.
Just looking at the notes.
Yep.
And they do all the trash recycling inside now, and that looks like that's gonna stay inside, so.
Yeah,
It would have to over there. It'd be a mess if they did it outside. Boy, that'd be awful.
generating some leachate, not cool. So, container to container, keep a clean floor for staying there. All right, went to the Conservation Commission, we signed off, yes. I think the biggest deal for us is just you maintain control of your runoff and you're golden. Next one. Gutter done on 10 Samuels Court. Of 10 Samuels Court, Dunbarton. This is map 403, lot 3. Application is for proposed improvements to the site for construction of a new 560 square foot storage shed, remodeling an existing residential building for office use as a home gutter installation business.
Now, does a plan like that have to come through here because it's on a commercial site? Because it doesn't sound like a big enough project to be that complicated.
Oh, they got a bunch of,
Surveyed by Belanger Land Surveying, Wetland Scientist, Peak Environmental out of Boscawen, AC Engineering. So,
Is that the storage unit area there?
No, that's,
The workout spot?
no, it's further south,
Okay.
because here's South Sugar Hill.
Place in the Route
South-
77
yeah.
Motors.
Sugar Hill, so.
Okay.
Hill all by itself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like that too. Existing conditions. Yeah, so there's all-purpose storage, next lot up. There's a residence.
That right next door to, 77 Motors.
Yeah, across the street there.
Little typo there, a white plan, a white pine. 22 inch.
Wetland certification, Joshua Brian. Mapping during November 2022.
Missing the stamp.
Nothing about wetlands in the legend. But it shows 25-foot no disturb wetland setback. Line, what, there's a ditch here that's wet? Drain out the end of it. Thirty-foot side setback, 30-foot rear, 50-foot front, and I don't see any wetland symbols. Do you see anything in there that?
Nothing.
They just filled that.
Gravel driveway. All right. That's existing conditions. This is a site plan. Existing well. Why do you need parking for a gutter installation business? I mean, really number of parking spots.
Oh, the storage shed, they're probably meet in the morning, employees maybe, or. 22 spaces. Yeah, employees, one each, 10 spaces. Office, low volume, 3 spaces. So did they calculate the number of new impervious feet compared to lot size?
And this red line here is the wetland buffer. Am I reading that right?
Oh, yeah, so
Are they putting the parking spaces right in the, well, that's outside. Well, no, here it wouldn't be though.
no, they're in the buffer.
Yeah.
So how could they do that?
If looks like they're going where the existing driveway is. So this is the existing, well. Could they be viewing it as no additional disturbing? Or will they be looking for a variance to, I mean, it looks like a drainage ditch to me is what it looks like, but. Just curious. Yeah, certification, get no stamp again for the wetland scientist. Proposed edge of pavement. We got the grading and utility plan. Construct detention pond.
So it's before Sugar Hill, right? Which one of these is it? That's the storage.
I think it's that one, which already is a, oh, wait, what is under there?
Yes, I mean, here's the ditch. No, that's not all. That's all grass right there. So that's like a big no-go. The only place they're in the buffer is way over here, just this.
Currently, yeah.
Yeah. I guess if you wanna say the buffer's already impacted, but I would think like, it's a big difference between having a mowed lawn and having pavement in the buffer. I don't know, I wonder how that would work. So the pavement's going right up to this tree line right there is what they're saying, where they got it designed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a 22-inch pine. They flagged.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how you interpret that one.
Apparently Joshua has indicated that's dead.
Yeah, I mean, he's calling that jurisdictional wetland.
Jurisdictional wetland, yeah.
But I mean, as far as the buffer disturbance, I don't know how, if the buffer's essentially already gone, because the buffer ordinance is really written kind of towards preserving sort of a natural buffer, which is not there, but I don't know when you transition from something that's not desirable to something that's worse.
And you lay down pavement without ground disturbance? It says no ground disturbance.
Yeah, no.
So I think they'd want to go for a variance on the buffer ordinance.
Yeah, if they really have the justification for it, I don't know what this is, just part of their parking, I guess.
And even as far as the well goes, it's, if this part of it wasn't necessary, then you wouldn't be paving that part of the buffering. You just keep it to the existing, that's the existing driveway. But
Theoretically, if they needed the parking and stuff, what's stopping them from just going back here?
Right. Nothing.
I don't yeah, nothing grading wise, I would say not to.
Area for potential future septic expansion. Where's the septic now? Oh, right there. Approximate location of the leach field. So it's right behind the house.
Yeah, it's just easier to do everything the way they did it, not to disturb the other stuff.
Yeah. Hmm. How big is this lot?
I haven't seen that yet.
They went into a lot of detail, didn't they?
Get something from it, Dawson.
2.5 acres of it. 2.46.
Say the map and lot.
403, map 403, lot 3.
Where's Isley's land? Isn't it on the corner?
So that's
of Sugar
Sugar Hill.
Well, that's,
Where is 16?
that's the Sugar Hill you turn to go down to, pick up 89.
Fucking- So it's this,
Right after you pass 77 Motors, and you take the left, you're gonna head to 89 north.
Oh,
Sugar Hill's
they're
further
over,
down.
they're over
Yeah.
here. Yeah. Yeah.
2 point. How come it's 1F residential? How's that all fly? Oh, zone commercial, I get it. It's land use. Hmm.
I didn't realize the Hopkinton town line was that close.
Yeah.
I don't have any other comments. Written.
So you'd have to go for a variance if they were to put that much pavement in, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how we'd interpret it. I mean, not all wetlands are functionally equivalent, but jurisdictional wetland is jurisdictional wetland, so I think as proposed, the variance would be required and probably would be granted, but that's presupposing.
What's the difference between a jurisdictional wetland and just, not a just,
Well, that's more like a drainage ditch in between those lots.
well, that's what I'm wondering, is it's a drainage ditch.
Yeah.
Is it, but what makes it a jurisdictional wetland if it's a drainage ditch?
Sometimes you need someone like Bob Prokop to straighten that kind of stuff out for you. So it's,
Cause you can take a dry piece of land and create a drainage ditch.
yeah.
It becomes wet, but it was created by you in the first place.
So in that case there, and this is just based on, I don't know if it was Tom Carr or Bob, somebody did it down the base. We're looking at, we're trying to figure out one on the front of the base. And the interpretation was that if you walk upstream and you get in the woods right there and there's a natural stream right there, then that's a jurisdictional wetland. It wasn't man-made, they just
Yeah.
channelized it, and that's what made it jurisdictional. So if there's nothing in the woods right there, then, you know, probably you can make the case it isn't, but more than likely, looking at that where it's coming right out of the woods, probably is. But, you know, in this case, I mean, doesn't matter to us, because the certified wetland scientist said it is, so, great. Do they have the buffer strips in there?
Do they show the buffer?
5 foot for wetland.
What do you mean?
No, commercial district, any new commercial activity shall provide for and maintain a strip of native plantings approved by the planning board along property lines and boundaries, including road frontage that may be required to act as a visual screen and/or sound buffer as appropriate to the proposed development or activity. The landscape plan will be shown to provide for visually appealing green space that softens the view.
And what's that for?
Commercial.
Yeah, commercial district.
Of course, this is a very low-key one, so,
A rural area.
in a rural area.
Well, they've got commercial next to them, right? On either side, actually, I
Yeah.
think.
Across the street.
Yeah, so maybe they don't care. I don't know.
But it's a 77 Motors, that's the storage place.
Yeah.
And Concrete Stage, auto repair there across the street.
And sales?
Then you got the guy that does the crushing not too far away.
Yeah, and next up. And then the
Crushing what?
He
Bigfoot
has a bunch
crushing.
of crushing equipment that he keeps in his yard there.
Or rock crushing, or?
Yeah,
He doesn't
On
do it.
which side of the road?
It's on the
As
left,
you're
just
heading-
before you turn on to Sugar Hill.
just before the exercise place.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
or the storage place.
Yeah.
Keeps his stuff. All in that same area,
Yeah.
though, right? I go by it every day, but I don't notice any of it.
You're oblivious, right?
Yeah, I don't care.
Well, hey, you know, on that other one, this just going through your rings a bell now. You know, for the, was that trash business in the aquifer protection zone?
I think so.
Yeah, so that's the one, this we were in, that within the aquifer protection zone, no more than 10% of a single lot, including a portion of any new street abutting the lot may be rendered impervious to infiltration. Maximum lot coverage may be increased through the issuance of a conditional use permit. We just happen to have our industrial park sitting on top of a
Yeah.
aquifer protection area, which is,
Did that get put in before that aquifer protection became,
I don't know, must have, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense.
that's been there, what, 40 years at least?
All right, so I got some notes on that one too. Thank you all. Let's, check off our plan reviews. Naomi, are we all set with our one proposed conservation warrant article?
Yeah, I'm putting together the warrant so that they can look at it for Monday night.
So
Yeah, I have you.
you got what you need from us to move that
Yeah, that's fine.
into
I got it.
consideration?
I got it from you guys.
Good. So that's all set. Any other business? How we doing, everybody? Feeling like there's enough significance here to keep going on in and through 23 on doing our business here at this table? Anybody know if anybody wants to join? No.
Whoever complains what we do can
There you
Let
go.
them know we got an open spot.
even take our place if they feel inclined.
All right, we got 8:10. I'm ready for a motion.
Motion.
Second?
Thank you. Motion to adjourn at 8:10. All say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All in favor?